So one of the best things about Halloween is the fact that you can dress up as a creepy character or your favorite pop fiction or non-fictional character. So what I did was ask the co-host to find me 3 pictures of people wearing their best Halloween costumes, giving the original character a run for their money. Y'all, who wore it better? Let's go.
Oh no.
Let's do it. Woohoo! All right, who wore it better? Y'all just let me know who wore it better. Is it the original or is
All
it
right.
the person that put it on their costumes? Here we go. Let's see it. Oh,
That's cute. I like
this is cute.
that.
This is
The
cute. This is
remake.
really
I like the remake. I
Arthur.
like it.
I
I
love the
like it.
remake too because
I like it.
her face
Oh,
features literally
I
a
think
look
she wore it
like
better.
she
Arthur.
wore it better.
She got the glasses, and you know what? I bet you $5 that this is what she dressed like. She has her hair like this, and someone said, "You look like Arthur," and she just said, "All
Yeah.
right, that's what I'm gonna be." She literally just put on the same stuff and like this one gonna be for Halloween. Because when you get that age, sometimes you don't put so much energy into Halloween, but you want to participate like at work. I think she's a teacher at school, and she's like, "Let me just dress up," and then that was her Arthur,
That's super cute
costume.
though.
But yeah, she wins on that one.
She
But that's
wins.
the
Love it.
cool.
I like it.
That's the new that's the new Arthur, by the way. But that's the puppet. I think they're doing revising the show
Oh.
and bringing it back, and he's coming back as a puppet. So that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
But she looks just like the puppet.
Oh
Oh heck no!
yeah.
Where you
Original
get
all day.
Listen, he got the bra from his girlfriend. It was like, I got the best costume for this year.
That is not a bra. That is an over the shoulder boulder holder.
The original wore it better.
Ah, that was a good one.
That
I
is
like
not a
that
bra.
one.
I
What
don't
did you
know why
say,
it's
Kat?
positioned. I said that's not a bra. That is an over the shoulder boulder holder. What the fuck is up with the way that it's shaped? What's happening right now?
That
Are
was
the
a good
boobs
one.
square? Those are old bra right
Yeah,
there.
it's squarish. I mean, look, boobs take
I got cylinder tits.
Ah!
You guys are stupid. So who
I'm
wore it better?
done.
Is it original or
The
is it
original. The
the original? Okay,
original.
the original. All right.
The original.
Hey,
Oh,
relax,
hey, hey,
girl. I like
hey.
the remake.
I like the remake too.
Damn.
First of all, the colors pop. Her makeup is on point. First
Yep.
of all, let me just say this. Remember when Marge Simpson will go take a bath and her big tall hair would come down and be wet
Mm-hmm.
and she'd be looking so sexy? I'm like, yo, like, why did that make that Marge Simpson?
Right.
And then she would dry it, her hair would poof back up. So I remember when they actually gave her a style like this, and it was awesome, and I liked it. And to see someone else do it, especially of color, do it, it's just so sexy, and I
Looks
love
great.
the remake straight up. Remake wins. What's next, guys? Oh,
Oh,
and
I
with
love the remake.
the hype of
Love
Hocus
it.
Pocus 2 coming back,
Yes.
this is the
Remake.
remake win this one too. I like it. Look at the girl, the eyes. They're really doing their thing. And I
They
just want to say
did.
this. I want to say this because and, oh my gosh. First of all, Brent, do you have the picture? First, I want to say this. I'm not. I'm going to segue into this after this segment, but I want to bring back Stephen Cardona, and I'm trying to find the picture, his picture. If you have his picture of it when he's in costume, send it to me. But with the hype of Hocus Pocus 2 happening,
Of it.
just send it to
God,
me.
that's a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. I know it's a long time ago. I'm trying to see if I have it on my desktop. I can't find it, but I know it's somewhere out here. But I want to show his costume. But anyways, um, with the hype of Hocus Pocus 2 coming out, the kids. I just want to make a statement. The kids in the beginning killed Hocus Pocus 2. Do you hear me?
Dude, yes.
They were so good. I don't know if you watched it, Cap, but they were so freaking good. I enjoyed them, and they played the Sanders sisters in their early form very well. Their mannerisms was on point. I loved it, and so this picture is giving me all of that. And so I would
Yes, love
say
it.
the
Remake.
remake was great. They win that one.
I'm gonna say this. Go back,
What?
go back.
Go ahead.
I love the kids. They did an awesome job, but the Santa sisters, they wore it because they wear it. That's original. I love the kids. They did an awesome job, but I'm about to say the Sanderson sisters.
Go ahead,
Original.
kiss up to him.
All
Go
right,
ahead,
all
kiss
right.
up to the
That's
Just
good.
because
sisters.
they
That's
G.
good.
Go ahead and kiss up to the sisters. So the next one is Gabrielle and her baby.
Whoa.
Oh, look at
Who,
her.
who wore it better? I
Look
don't
at that.
know.
It's so
I
cute.
don't know. Is this a tie?
It's a
They
tie.
both wore it good.
Yeah,
They
because
both wore
you
it
can't.
great.
You cannot diss.
Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle and her thirst traps be on point. Boy, be on point. And her baby is just following suit. I mean, not as thirst traps. I think I said that the wrong way. But anyways,
You sure did.
tie,
Take that
tie,
back.
tie, tie. It's a tie.
Rewind.
Oh my god,
Oh,
What?
what?
I
Yes,
love
yes.
that.
this is a good one.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
Yeah.
which one wins this
Remake.
one?
Remake.
Remake all the way. The kids steal the show.
Remake.
Yeah, that's
Remake.
very clever.
That is fucking
Yeah.
amazing. I like the remake.
First of all, let me just say this: the remake is cute. It's adorable. I hope he doesn't know. No,
It's not adorable. That is not adorable. I don't care who
listen.
said
When
that.
when Brit
Oh,
Anybody
by
said,
the
else has
way,
to
that's
go
a real
stand like him.
drill. The real bit.
yeah, it's a real
Yeah,
drill.
no,
Kids
that's not
hold on
good.
to real drills. It seems like he's like what 11 or 12. But let me just say this: when this was sent to me by Brent, I literally was like, Brent, why are you sending me your baby pictures when
You
you work at a
fucking
hot house?
done.
And when did you
You
get blonde
done.
hair? Boy, I don't want to see
That's
this.
me, dude. For real.
But it looked like you. It totally favors you. But this is not Brent. This is a kid that decided to do like a
Nah, it
hype.
looks like me. It looks nothing like me.
He decided to wear Jeffrey Dahmer for Halloween for this year with all the hype. And so I compared the actor to him, not the real person to him, because I don't want to do that. But the actor to him, and they kind of favor each other, yeah. So
I
who is
like the
this? Remake
kid. He
or
wore
original?
it better.
He wore it better. Remake. All right,
Remake. Kind of
cool.
spooky.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Oh, what?
Whoa.
this is clever.
That was
Beetlejuice.
clever. Very clever.
They totally took the Beetlejuice and rocked that one.
They did.
Down below, you see that that's the original from the movie. Up on the top are the
They
ones that
did their thing.
this is not even cosplay. This is straight up just
Yeah,
trick or treat Halloween at a party. And
they
I
did their
think
thing.
remake one of that one. You can see her
Yeah.
face in it. You see her face? She looks
Oh
cute.
yeah, you can
Hey,
barely
remake.
see her. Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right, remake
totally.
on that one.
I seen her.
You're lying right now.
Who did this
Leave them
shit?
alone.
Who
First of
did
all,
this?
it's not a costume. First of all, it's not a costume. So whoever put
That's
this
not a
in,
costume. That's a damn
That
show.
cat made it so annoying.
listen, you got the real world of the OC. Real Housewives of the OC, and then
Beverly
you got
Hills. No,
clip
that's
of
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. Sorry, my bad. And then you got the clip from
Halloween
Halloween
ends.
Ends. This is funny. this is not.
That is
This
so
is not a
horrible,
remake.
though.
They don't have costumes, but this is hilarious that they want to remake the clip
You done.
to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Shut up.
So it's funny, but no, this is disqualified. All right, what's next?
Oh, oh, what the
Oh,
fuck?
fuck you. Fuck you.
Brent, you
Fuck
win!
you.
Brent, you win on that one! And that's the end of Who
You
Wore It Better.
suck. You suck. I knew you
Oh,
would throw
Brett,
something
he
in there.
got you. That's fucked up.
I knew you would throw something in there. You getting it. Oh, okay.
Oh,
We
you
bringing the
better
heat.
get
We
his
bringing the
ass.
heat. We bring.
Bring the heat, baby. Bring it.
You never know.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Listen,
get him, Brett. Get him.
I
Get
am
him
the
back.
listen. I am the prank war champion.
That was good.
You
Do
never
That was
not
good.
go out, Brett, like that. Don't go out
That
like
was
that.
good.
Don't let Willie win.
prank
Uh-uh.
war
Nope.
champion.
I'm not.
Look at
Next week.
It's on.
Next week he will have it.
Bring
Next
it,
week you will have it. It's on.
bring it, Brent. Bring it. Look, I am a prank
for
war
you.
champion, and let me tell you, if you come for me, don't come for me unless I send for you. And if you come
Hey,
for me,
you need to relax.
I will get you 10 times harder. So don't come for me.
You just got me 10 times harder.
Listen,
Here we go.
Don't go there.
That was good though. I
It
appreciate
was a
your
good one
work.
because you
I
look
like
just
that.
like
That
him
was
sitting up
good.
there with
So
that
let's
whole
shut out.
carry it all. And then did you see the? Did you see the?
I'm
Let's
done.
just bring it
No.
back. Let's bring it back. Did you
Go
see the
back.
happy trail? Did you see the happy
Will
trail?
always
Y'all
talking
suck,
shit.
dude. You
The circle
suck.
it's the same. The toes are the same. Whatever.
Shut up. Leave Brent
Get
alone.
off
And listen,
there.
it's all fun and games here because we love each other. We're a big fat happy family. And Eric G's
Ah,
family little dissing here and there.
I,
But yeah.
your little scheme, your shit up your sleeve. You think it's funny until I get
You
to
know
you.
it, buddy.
Get him
And
back.
here's
Get him
the thing,
back.
and here's the thing is, I look, Kat, I was so nonchalant. I'll say, hey Brent.
Good.
Listen, I was like, hey Brent. I said, by the way,
How
and
the fuck
I
did you
said,
forget that picture?
I got you in the show in the segment. Just take a look at it whenever you so nonchalant.
Oh, he
And the
went
reason
on
why I
my
said that,
Facebook and got it. That's where he got it.
hold on. Shh. I know, duh. And so listen, because I said it so nonchalant to him, he took it as, oh, it's all good. And I'm like,
And
well,
didn't look at it?
he can't say that. Yeah, he can't say nothing because I warned him. He can't get mad because I warned him, and he
Brent, don't bring up
never
this
looked at it
man's
because I was so
shit.
nonchalant.
Bullshit.
I played him like a fiddle. So let me just say this. I'm
That's
so
all right.
excited that
That was good though. That was good. I didn't see it coming. That was good. I liked it.
of
Great
course
laugh.
you didn't see it
It's all
coming,
gone.
boo
But
boo.
next week you got a better one.
Listen,
I got a
Sounds
better one for
cracking.
you.
Linda. Listen,
That
Linda.
was okay. It was okay. I give that a
I,
3 out
I,
of 10.
Oh,
I,
he said a 3 out of
That's
10.
a 3 out of 10.
okay, the 3 out of 10. Okay, I got you. So let me
No,
just say,
don't be doing no more shit.
you're right. I'm like, it's 3 out of 10. I'm gonna make sure it's a 10 out of 10 next, buddy.
You
No.
Why?
tried.
He tried it.
You tried.
So look, I want to say this. We are, and for the first time ever, we are literally ahead of schedule, and I'm gonna keep going because our next guest is going to come in anytime soon. Let me get my screen back, but and I want to apologize for being on
I didn't
schedule
know
because
church lasts that long.
this show is on schedule. No, he's in California, so we're working on
Oh, yeah.
time. So,
Okay.
but anyways, I'm going to keep going though, and then because we can still because we have some time still in between. Um, so, but that was real funny. Um, that's not what I'm looking for. But as you guys know, Halloween is on us, and we got some great houses coming in. And speaking of decorating the house, we have one of the most epic home display homeowners on our show. Now, have you ever decorated a home for the Halloween season? To my co-host, have you guys?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Tell me about it.
It was really cool. I like to dress up the house anyway. I did not do it this year. A lot's been going on, but not last year. I want to say it was 2018. We
Oh, okay.
decorated our outside of our house. I'll have to send you pictures. But
Yes.
that was the same year that Jace put a little haunted house on in the garage out of nowhere, and the kids decided to
Really?
scare, and
So what happened?
they were dressed up like the Purge. The
Mm,
kids were, and they didn't scare. All they did was stand there, and we had people coming up. Old grown ass men did not want to go in there. They were like, "I ain't going in there." No. Yeah, Jace was chasing them down the street, and I was like, "Hey, we don't need no lawsuit. You can't be going off the."
Wait, did James help out with that one?
No, James was not there.
He was not there.
No,
Okay, gotcha.
Jace did it all himself. He dressed up and everything, and he was chasing people down the block.
Good job, Jace.
Yeah, we did good.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. It's so funny because Purge is like cool with the young kids. I'm like, why? I mean, it wasn't intended for it. But like
I mean,
my
I
nephews
remember.
and niece are dressing up as Purge this Christmas, so they got the whole Purge mask too. Go ahead, Brent.
You remember. You remember. I told you this story, really. Before I even started my acting and getting into haunts and stuff, every year my dad would ask me, "What do you want to do this Halloween?" I said, "Scare people." I never wanted to trick or treat. So every year we would decorate the house up and we would scare people down the road with a chainsaw in my hand, just chasing them around. That's when I started getting my chainsaw skills and scare acting going and my haunt going. And we
Yeah,
got it
and
on.
I do,
That's
and I want
yeah,
to say
we
this.
decorated our home. So
I want to say this at for the people listening and the people watching. Please
Look at
bear
that,
with
what I
us.
just sent you.
Please bear with us because there is a lag in our show. We're still trying to fix it. Next week will be a better show because we're going to fix this lag. But yes, what Brent said on because I
yeah,
think
I apologize about that, guys.
yeah,
You're good.
but you said that you would scare. You said that you would chase people around with the chainsaw.
Yes, and also we would decorate our house, and every year my dad would ask me, "Do I want trick or treat?" And I would say, "No, I want to scare people." So we would do a little haunted house, and I would chase people down the road and stuff. It was fun.
Nice. And then
Oh, look,
this is
that's Jace. That was the year
okay,
that he set it up to scare.
nice. I love the mask.
Nice.
Was
It was
that
a face
prosthetic?
makeup. Face makeup.
It was a
It was a
prosthetic, and
little. It was a prosthetic bottom, and he did the rest.
I love it. I love it. That's so. I
I
remember when
thought
I
that was
saw.
from
Look
Shadow
at his
Effects for
gloves.
a minute.
You see them gloves, Willie?
Yes, I see the click clacks. You got the click clacks on.
Yep.
Look, it's like it's known. It's so known in our in the industry that or in the market. If you're in California and you're haunting or trying to haunt, you can learn how to do the click clack gloves, and then everyone and their mom has it on. They click
Yeah.
clackety all around. But I'm like, listen, it's not all about making noise. It's about scaring with them too. And we should do a segment on that on scaring with click clack gloves because that would be really cool. But yes, that looks dope. Congrats, kudos to Jace for that. Um, I decorate too. You guys see some of my stuff. I've been doing it for a very long time. I also did some did it as fundraisers and whatnot. And let me tell you, it gets crazy when you decorate because people are you get how should I say you get you put something up and then you got your neighbors to deal with. Then you got the home association to deal with if you're in one, and it
Yeah.
just gets
Can't
kind
do
of
much.
crazy. Yeah, and so you gotta abide by the rules. But these homes,
These what?
we
What
have
did you just?
picked out a few epic homes
Oh,
ourselves to check out, and so here are a few epic homes of cats.
you said O's.
Cat, I am
Sorry.
multitasking
I'm
because
sorry.
there's a
I know.
lag and I'm doing
But it's
everything.
home,
So
not O.
homes, not homes.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways,
What are we doing?
look at this.
Oh, look, that's beautiful.
Cat, cat,
It's
this is
a
not fair.
hoe for me.
I'm not talking to you anymore.
Okay, no, look, that's nice. That's a
But look
nice
at this
picture.
epic home. This guy has put out the
Oh yeah, that's
woodwork.
badass.
Look at this. I mean, you got some mushrooms, you got pumpkins, you got
Dude, look at
some.
them mushrooms you got up there.
I know.
All that
I
That's
love
funny
it.
that we all look at that.
Right? Look at the shrooms up there to the right.
Look at the shrimps.
But I love this. I love the house. I love the color schemes that they
Can we
did.
pick
Yeah, it
some
looks
from your
great.
yard?
They really shut up, Rick. They really put their best foot forward on this one.
Yes.
Look, I would love to live by a house like this. Because it's really
Yeah, that's
whimsical.
badass
They even
house.
have the Trick or Treat Sam lollipop
I'll be
on.
teammate with him and adding stuff to his house to mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you see the left side of the corner is that they had that little Sam Trick or Treat lollipop there. That's really cool.
Yep.
The razor. Oh, look
Oh
at
wow.
that is something cool. Now this
That is
will have the home association on your
up
butt
in roars. Yeah.
business, but you only got 30 days. And when you look at something like this, it's like, when did they have time to put this up? Because you
Yeah,
only got
you
30
think?
days. Some have like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Mhm.
I mean, each association
Well,
is
people
different.
start at the beginning of September and they leave it
Yes,
up
they
to,
do.
you know.
Yes, they do. And what's so crazy about it, and this is why I love home displays and also home haunts, is because they will put it up and only run for a weekend or just one day. And for the loves to do that, I mean, it's a they're dear to my heart. Let's look
Right.
at another one. Oh my God! Now I remember this guy who did this one. This
Did he
one
get in
got
trouble?
he got in trouble because everyone
Yeah.
thought it was a murder scene when he first put it up.
Yeah.
I mean, look, when you first do something like this, I don't know if this is like a duplex. You got another house.
Yeah. It looks like a
That
duplex.
dude actually got in trouble for real.
Yes,
Yeah.
The
because
cops came to his house.
it was so gruesome and realistic that they thought it was a murder scene. And he's like, "No, I just love Halloween."
Wow.
Look at this safe. Like the guy dropped from the ceiling, dropped the safe.
Right.
He's very creative because he's storytelling in his display. He dropped the safe. He probably got stabbed by someone. Dropped the safe and landed on the guy's
Killed
head.
that guy.
He's
Yeah.
splattered. Right. Killed the
Amazing.
guy. These are great kills within a house display. And I remember when this happened, you don't really see it because you see pumpkins, you see lights, you see inflatables. He went totally to the dark side on this one and got in trouble, but it still remains up there and he puts it up. So good for
That's
him.
cool.
Kudos. Freedom of speech, I guess. Right there. Freedom of speech.
Something like that.
Look at this.
Oh wow, that's
This
pretty
one's badass. Skeleton, giant skeleton grabbing the house and poking out of it.
Yes, this is a good one. This one.
The
is a
arm's
good-
got to be custom made.
Yeah. This one is great. And it has storytelling too. You have on the roof, the first roof part, you have a skull of a skeleton coming out of it, and you see the shingles kind of lifting right there to the left of it. Then you have the arms coming out the house. One is holding the porch. This is really, really, really cool. Whoever did this, you get my kudo points and a salute to everything scary because that's great. I love it.
great.
Oh my gosh! So let me just say this. So we were supposed to have Dave and Aubrey, which they are the ones who do the Stranger Things display. They were supposed to be on the show. They cannot make it on the show because they're killing it right now in the um in the
Will, get off your phone.
they're killing. Well, I'm trying to find their message that they sent me so I could read.
Oh, okay.
But they're killing it and they're just up late trying to fix things, bring things in, and they're amazing. I'm gonna play their video for you guys on their display. This is I took this because I knew that I didn't know if they were going to make it, but this is their a video of them talking about their display to Good Morning America. Check it out.
While we were watching the new season of Stranger Things, I was just laying on the couch and my wife is sitting across from me. I'm like, I believe we can do this whole set in pool noodles. Until Halloween's a little bit more in season, I don't want kids coming looking for how we're doing it. I want them to be like, wow. I want somebody's parent to show their kid and be like, look at Max is floating in this person's front yard, and that kid be like, holy cow. I don't want the mom to be like, this is also how they did it. There's magic in front of their face. Adults have no explanation, and that's not something you get much anymore. Here's our daughter, and everybody goes, okay, so you're hanging your daughter. And we're like, no. No. We're like, it's Max from Stranger Things. And there's like Brooke in the air.
Floating. We have the grandfather clock, the house vines, we have the ground vines, we have the spire vines, our version of Chrissy. One more Stranger Things surprise that isn't necessarily done yet, but it is going to be done, and it will be awesome.
I'd say for the past 4 weeks, I put 9 hours a day in. So we're probably pushing, I don't know, 1,500 plus hours. What you see online is really what it looks like in person. Reaction and everybody involved in person has been fantastic. The world is a weird place right now. And we want to give people something to do, fun and exciting with their kids.
Yeah, so that's really awesome. I love that, and they have some great slides here. I mean, look at this display; they are killing it, and I know that they got in trouble with one of the neighbors, and that like they were going to take it
God.
down.
Yes, they made him. Yeah.
And the support from everyone, and them trending on all the social medias, TikTok, Instagram. A lot of people was like, "No, keep it up," and they get so many visitors coming in, flying in, and just standing out the front. Now, I believe there's cops there directing traffic. But like, let me see. They showed me a video house on the Instagram, and I was looking at stuff, and they had like thousands of people showed up to their house. It's crazy, and all they ask is if everyone can respect their neighbors when you come see the display. We want everyone out. You could go in, and they have killer clowns display out there as well, and it's just so much fun, and they're just killing it, and they're trending. So that's really cool. But I want to say that there's a gentleman that is trending right now, and he is the founder of taking the attention and the spotlight and putting it on his house. Let me just say, Tom BetGeorge has been posting videos since 2007, and in years past has gained notoriety for his Christmas and Halloween displays. He also is a professional light show maker and owner of magical light shows, noted for his skills from the past. And he's been on Washington Post, Fox News, Good Morning America as well. His client base includes Christmas in the Park, Disneyland, Cartoon Network, and I literally, and he's in our industry, and I was like, yo, like he totally is. He trends every time. He has over millions and millions of views. Everyone's been talking about him. He's been on TV shows, everything. Ladies and gentlemen, please join in. Tom George, trick or treat. What's going on, Tom? How are
Hey,
you?
how's it going?
Good. First of all, I just want to say thank you so
Oh
much.
man,
Thank you so much for coming in, for being a part of the show, for talking about your passion and your love. I know you're busy. You're a busy guy. You have so much to do, and your smile is infectious. When I look at your picture, when I look at this picture, I'm like, yo, look at the grin, look at the smell. He is cheese. You give me life and excitement and enjoyment. And when I saw this picture, I was like, I gotta meet this guy. You're awesome and an awesome creative as well. And I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad to have you on the show. So what's going on?
Just got home from church.
Yes, yes. I literally was like, okay, George's like, look, it's gonna be a tight schedule. I said, look, I only need a little bit of time with you, but I am so excited to have you and to talk about everything that you're doing. First of all, you've been doing displays for years now, and this was like a passion that became a profession.
Yes, this is our 10th year. It started in 2013, and it just started just for fun, and it kind of turned into the creature that it is now. I just saw videos on YouTube. I'm like, oh, I think I can do that, and I think I was a little bothered because the videos that I saw were somewhat are fairly connected to the music, but they weren't like really well connected to the music. I mean, and I come from a music background, so I used to be a director of a
Oh,
conservatory,
Oh wow.
and then
Okay.
so music's actually my foundation. Before that, I used to write music for film and television, and I was like, okay, how can I
what?
make this connected a bit more? And then
Wow.
yeah, so I just kind of did it for fun, and then theme parks started reaching out saying, hey, can you do this for us too? I'm like, okay. So
Yeah.
And the thing is, I must say I've seen other displays as well, but yours is so too on target to the music, and it also moves, and you can have it gives you emotional state. Can I say that? Like already the music already does it, but your lighting does too with it, and it transforms into many things. Were you a part of the Christmas lights battle competition?
oh, the light fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that. Although it's funny because we did that our first year after our. I'm sorry, technically it was our second year. We did 1 year at our house, and then they asked us to be on the show, and I'm like, I just started. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was really small. I'm still relatively small as far as actual display. Well, actually, maybe I take that back. I mean, the house we just moved into is a little bit bigger, so like it's a bigger display, but we compared to a lot of those people on the show, we're still small as far as, I mean, some people put like millions of lights in their house, and I'm actually ironically somewhat of a minimalist. So
This one wowed the heck out of me. Now, I mean, look, you have drones and you have elements on the house. This one was a big feat. When did you say? Like, I mean, it goes beyond your grass and your borderline of your property. It's up in the air this time.
oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Um, True, yeah. It's within our property as far as where we were, but yeah, we avoided Class A airspace. That's why we did everything at 400 feet and below. I mean, we
Gotcha.
had FAA clearance to do our show. We don't do things illegally. We do it all through the proper channels, and they know about us, and they know about our show, but we don't do it. But once you go above 400 feet, you have to go into a whole nother sort of permitting process that it can take like 90 days just to get,
Wow.
and we didn't want to deal with all that. So we just kept, 400 feet is plenty. So
Right. So I know you probably
how
get
did it
here.
feel for Metallica to share you out?
it's cool. It's,
How did it feel
how do I
for?
it's, honestly, like we shoot for that. It's It's actually kind of like on our radar. So Metallica actually shared our video last time too when we did Enter Sandman a couple years ago, and actually we pride ourselves on doing our project so well that the artists actually do reach out. I think in the past couple of years, The Weeknd liked our stuff. Let's see
Yeah.
here. I'm
Wow.
looking on just people. Trans Siberian Orchestra reached out. Straight No Chaser reached out. Disney reached out. The Michael Jackson estate reached out. Actually, that was a funny one because
Oh
he
wow.
called me and it's like, normally we sue people like you, but we love you. We think Mike would have loved you too. And Metallica reached out a couple years ago. Elon Musk reached out last year when I did. I started programming Tesla vehicles for fun too. Um, but no, we actually kind of pride ourselves in the fact that if we do everything like to the T, the music artists will like hey that was cool. Like this isn't just some random guy like making it go to the beat. They actually understand all the notes involved. I know when we did Star Wars, the London Symphony Orchestra reached out, and they're like, next time we perform this, we want you to do a light show for us.
So, have you seen a lot of your work come from the displays, being an example, or not just only a display for your house and for your passion, but also help you with the sale of connecting with all these other organizations and institutions?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do it for fun and we do it for passion, but people say like, "Hey, that was cool. How'd you do that? Can you do it for us?" So we already have a. Unfortunately, we have a lot of NDA work, so I can't tell you all the cool stuff we did. That was I'm
That's
sorry,
okay.
non-disclosure agreements for
Right.
people who aren't into that. We have one that is temporarily NDA, but once it launches, they don't mind us talking about it.
Nice. Now, I know you worked with the mouse, and I know we don't want to talk about what the job was, but how was that process like working with Disneyland?
Um, Easy.
Easy?
Yeah,
That's good. That's so
yeah,
good.
but I can't really talk about that too much. But yeah.
Right. Look at this. Now,
Wow.
first of all, I want to say this. I
This show is
love,
badass. I'm a big Metallica. That's crazy. You got shared out by them. That's so awesome.
yeah,
Thank you.
that I'm a big home display type of guy. I love it. I'm a big cheerleader of it. I remember, I don't know if you guys know this, but Candy Cane Lane in San Diego. I know you're from California. I don't know what part of California. I don't know if you're Southern California or Northern.
No.
Okay, but this place called Candy Cane Lane. Oh my gosh, I would go there every Christmas and see, and there would be this huge block or multiple blocks covered in Christmas lights, covered in the old Christmas lights with the big bulbs and everything. And it would be really cool and really exciting to check out. And I loved it. And I would go. It would be a tradition for my family. Have you seen that with your displays where people now you have a following and people will follow? Because this is a new location, right? Where your home is. Have you seen people would travel with you and be like, we want to see your display?
Yeah, it's actually somewhat of a problem. I mean, maybe problem is the wrong word. So we knew by moving out here, we actually went from a public display to more of a private display. So we don't have like nightly night light shows open to the public like we used to because we knew by going out here it would be too much of a draw. We have people flying in from across the country. I don't think anyone came internationally just for our house, but do people fly from the East Coast just to see our house? And we would
Wow.
have people a lot of people drive far ways. And it's interesting because like I said, we're not. I mean, even if I'm glad you're putting this picture up, right? It's not actually a lot. I mean, what you're looking at is not really. I mean, what is it like? 16 props on the lawn, maybe
Yeah, I'm like trying to count it. It's like, a
15
few elements.
snowflakes.
And you're right.
There's a
You
lot of
have this
stuff.
minimalistic feel, you know? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it's
Look
not
at
a
that.
lot. That's
That's a
Metallica
lot of
right
lights.
there. Mhm.
God, it's cool.
You guys, when I say he shines a light and he puts a spotlight on his house, this is cool. I love the gravestones. I love the spiders. And I love the beams of light on the top of the house. This looks so dope. How was this like for you in planning and programming?
Again, it's actually relatively easy. So you'll notice I use a lot of certain numbers. Like, so for example, there's 8 beams on the roof. There's,
Yep.
8 tombstones, and there's 8 bats. The bats aren't in this picture right here. and it's because it's just a musical octave, so it's easier to represent the music. Or if I do, I like to give each notes different pitches, or each like each bad a different pitch, each tombstone a different pitch. I think the reason why the music artists appreciate it is because like they can tell that we're like, and anyone who works for me, they have to be musicians as well.
Oh
Um,
wow,
so we
wow.
actually go through, we go note for all the songs, and that way, like, wait a second, like this guy like plays guitar. Like I remember when this picture you have right here is actually Enter Sandman, um,
Oh, wow.
and this is I think the first time Metallica like shared our work because I for their guitar solo, I mean I know piano, I know guitar, I know drums, I know the basic like like I basically have to know almost all the instruments in the orchestra because I used to compose and conduct for the orchestra. Uh,
Right.
so I would just play it on guitar, and then I would take the fretwork and I would move it onto the spiders, so it actually kind of showed it. And I think they kind of like, wait a second, this guy actually knows how to play our stuff. Isn't that just So it's actually kind of easy. I assign every single prop
Mhm.
a pitch, if you will, and
Right.
then when I hear music, I see colors. So I just
You
go
are a
through like,
genius. You are a genius, Tom. I'm listening to you, and I get it, right? And for you, just like no, each note, and there could be plenty of notes in a song, but has its own color and a representation, and then you put it with an element. You guys, that's hard work. It takes time to do it. How do you find the time with family and work? How do you find the time to do that?
well, before, like my toddler's only 2 years old. Before he was born, it was easier, right? Yesterday, we actually just celebrated his birthday party. We had a light show
Oh,
for everyone at the
oh,
birthday.
happy birthday.
Thank you,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, happy birthday.
and I don't know what you can see here. You can see oh no, it's all blinded by the light. But that's our front yard over there, and that's where we had like 100 people outside watching the light show for the first time as a semi public light show. But now actually, it's kind of funny. Ironically, I just got a text message from a daycare person, daycare help. So I work from home, right? This is like my home office.
Okay.
In order to find the time, I take him, Monday through Friday, like 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. so I can actually program. I treat this just like a normal job. I have also a team of fantastic employees. Like when I first started, it was just me by myself. And every year I just kind of add a person. We don't have a huge team. I want to say there's maybe like 7 or 8 people that work for me. Like I have one artist, I have 3 programmers, I have one installer, I have one general laborer, um, and there's. I apologize if I'm leaving out a couple people. So everyone has a very specific role, and we kind of create like if you will, um, it's just a simple process. Like, so for example, off the sequence you just saw, or the one that's currently going viral, I'll have,
Yes.
hey, I have one person like, hey, can you go work on the lyrics, just to this, get it ready for importing. I'll ask one person like, hey, can you, like I have one of my great employees, Steve. He was also a music teacher, so he really knows his stuff. And I'm like,
Right.
hey, can you assign every single time there's a snare, please assign it to the spiders. Every time there's a kick drum, please assign it to the large spider. And then him and I will talk over a color palette. Well, I might say, okay, well, this is Halloween. So it's interesting because sometimes I'll see different colors, but I don't use those colors because if it's Halloween, we're not going to do a lot of, I don't know, just red, green, and white, which would feel like Christmas. The red's okay, but we have to kind of be careful of like what color schemes we use. We're like, okay, every single time we have an E minor, let's just use red, and every single time we have a dominant chord or a B, let's go to blue, and let's use white for an A, whatever. And we actually chart out how we're going to approach the song, and then that's why I say it's easy because instead of it being like an additive process, it's a deductive process. So I
Right.
remember when I used to do film a long time ago, it can be overwhelming. Like, wait, how do I heck I write a soundtrack for a movie? So it's actually a deductive process, easier than you think. Well, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this, and you keep on talking about what it's not. Before you know it, you just created a box of parameters. Like, so for example, you're making, it's Halloween. If you're making a horror film, it's not going to be super happy unless you're trying to make it like comedic, like but otherwise, it's going to be like it's gonna be darker. It's probably more minor, probably more dissonance. It's probably
Right.
certain sounds that So before you know it, then you create all these parameters, and they're like, oh, well, now it has to be programmed this way, and there's no other way that's going to work. And before you know it, we have an almost completed, song, and then we go in there and we like start breaking our own rules. We'll say, okay, we know we had it always, red and white for the E minor, but now we're going to purposely just shock. We're going to create a different color here, or normally the spiders do this, but to create a shock, we're going to turn off everything, and we're going to use a whole house and do an effect to kind of like when something gets big, blow your mind sort of thing. So
and you do
rules, then we create it, then we break our rules to make it more exciting.
And you use elements in a concert, okay, to grab the attention. I mean, you're blinding people at moments and with the beats and everything like that, and so it becomes a show. So, like for instance, when you're building a show for a client, how's that process like?
Well, it depends. I mean, we have different kind of clients. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hear a second question too? My bad.
No. How's it like to build a light show for a client? Because let me tell you, it is such a good. I produce shows. I produce live events, and I think I've reached out to your company at one point, like, hey guys, I'm interested in doing a light show display, because it's so simple yet effective to grab someone's attention and give a break to your actors, and then you're seeing a lot of these shows coming into the Halloween form. I mean, yes, it started in Christmas, but you see the trend kind of moving into the Halloween form and these elements of spiders and bats being created for Halloween. So what is your process like when developing a light show?
Well, most of the time the light show starts with a place. They usually don't start a light show with like, hey, most of the time it's like, hey, we have a building. Hey, we have a drive-through. Hey, we have there's usually a foundational place. Like, so speaking of Halloween, right? Like we did a couple of corn mazes or, pumpkin patches this year. And we started with one of them recently was a barn. And like, hey, I got a barn. What can we do with this? So you start with a building usually. And then one of my biggest rules is you embrace the architecture of the building. Even though there might be a lot of pixels that we use, I don't want it to look like a giant TV screen, because it doesn't look like a light show anymore. It just looks like a bad Nintendo like graphic.
Right. And one dimension. Yeah.
Instead, the reason why it's cool, the reason why it has its charm is because it feels like the building is coming alive, not that we're just looking at, a video. So we'll start with the architecture of the building. We'll embrace the architecture. We're going to make all the foundational elements. We're going to do outlines. We'll do windows. We'll do like arches, whatever that's there. And then depending on, is it a festive thing? Is it permanent lighting? If it's permanent lighting, we're going to use like metal. If it's like, temporary lighting, we might use like plastic materials, things that might be a little bit cheaper. Obviously we work with, the budgets of the client as well too. And then we kind of create something. It's like most of the time when we have a building and we have a holiday, like, hey, I want a Christmas show. Well, we have so many parameters before we know it, the design's kind of like obvious. We also there's a good thing about symmetry, but not perfect symmetry. Otherwise it kind of loses a character. Like if we have a building that looks like, I remember one time we did a church that was a giant rectangle, and it looked awful if we just embraced the architecture. So we did the architecture, but then we just started getting let's say snowflakes, but instead of just being with the building, we created this S curve that was smaller on one side, bigger on another one. It kind of looked like almost like a musical staff, the way it unwrapped. So
that's dope. Yeah.
So you're creating something that wasn't there, but it still feels like it's the building coming alive, versus I think, again, one of the mistakes that a lot of people make, it's more often engineers that make it, not so much artists, where they just they think the more is better, and they think the more lights they have, the better it's going to look. And then they're confused. I'm like, hey, why, we have 10 times more lights than these guys. Why aren't our videos doing well? Because it's not making an impact in people, and they're kind of missing that. It's charming because, hey, those are Christmas lights. Hey, that's Halloween decor. Like, what the heck is going on? But, one thing you have to be careful of is, I'm holding an iPhone, right? I'm guessing there's at least 4 million pixels in this iPhone. And if you try to compete with just sheer number of pixels, you're never going to win. It's not about how many lights you have. It's about that emotional connection. And sometimes you can make an emotional connection with 5 bulbs if you just turn them on at the right time. So...
Have you seen that technology has played a big key in your growth or telling stories? Because now you see the LED well, now kids can get LED everywhere, right? But now you can see that LED has now taken a more of a flexible form, right? From plastic and even doing 3D printing on them now. And you could see like you could bend them and make them into these shapes that you were talking about. Has it been a big role for you to step it up your game, I would say, in creating some awesome displays?
Yeah, you know, when we first started, again, which is not that long ago, to be fair, the software we're using was mostly about turning off and on an individual light. You know, like so, like literally, like you know, we would have like a whole bunch of lights, and I would have to turn on this light, and I would literally have to program every single bulb individually, and it was very difficult. You can do some copy and pasting, but like it was very convoluted and it was difficult to use. As almost everything moved on to pixels, which which is just the type of lights where you can control any color you want, so every bulb is individually controlled. The software has come a long way too, so we're not spending as much time having to program some basic some basic elements. We're spending more time like furthering the technology, furthering what we can do. So it's not like, okay, now technology made it easier, so we're just trying to hit the minimum. Like, so now we try to spend on average maybe 40 to 80 hours per song that we do on the lower
Awesome.
level programming. So that doesn't include drone technology, doesn't include projection mapping or other kind of technologies, but just on the lighting elements, right? We might spend 40 to 80 hours to a song. But so how can we use this time? There's in every single project, there becomes a point of diminishing returns. So with technology like making it easier to program, we can say, okay, now how can we incorporate projection now? How can we as you recently saw, do a different technology? There's drones out there. Okay, well, drones are cool, but they're kind of boring in between. Because I'm not ripping on drones, but if you're familiar, if you've ever seen a drone show in person, or if you watch them online, almost all the videos of a drone show you'll see online
Right.
are sped up, sometimes 300, 400%. Because in reality, they're moving, they're moving 20, 30 miles an hour, but when you're traveling hundreds of feet, it still takes a minute, and it might take them like 20, 30 seconds to get from one image to another image. I'm like, okay, well, so we have these drones, but combining it with the light show, we can make it like super exciting. And then when the drone image appears, it's like, whoa, that's
It's just
insane.
yeah.
And then it starts doing something else. Like, what's going on? And
That's
then while
cool.
you're trying to figure out what's going on, your mind's like wrapped up by the beamwork, and then your mind's wrapped up by, let's say a talking pumpkin or a singing pumpkin.
When I see your display, it was a mind blown, and your reveals were epic. You would have our
Okay.
attention down below, and then you would do this reveal up top, and we're like, it will expand. And you say 400 feet, like 400 feet is tall to me if I'm sitting here at the bottom. And I wish I was there. Like you guys did a great job recording it, but I wish I was there. I want to go to your house, Tom, and I will cook you some food. But just let me see the show. Like let me be there because I love a good reveal. And it seemed like that's the money shot, and you have so many things that's happening and so many much storytelling that it's you're kicking butt and in home
Thank you.
displays. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Look, this show is about trending, and you are the ultimate trender in all of this. From doing Christmas and Halloween. What are you doing for Christmas? How are you going to top this for Christmas?
Oh, we have
Right.
ways. I have 2 or 3 more technologies that I purposely haven't showed my hand because I want to make sure that every single show we do
It's
has some
different.
type of growth, right? So like,
Yes.
because unfortunately, it's weird. And this is a contradicting statement, but the expectation that we have uh, given out now is that people expect us to break expectations, to exceed
Oh, yeah.
expectations. So I know it's
Definitely.
contradicting, but so the irony is, if I have a show that's 10% better, people will probably like, eh. But people expect us to be, let's say, 25% better. We'll make up at some type of number every single year, right? So, and that's just, and if we get 25% better, people just say, okay, they met expectations and they're almost bored. So in order to actually truly see the increased expectations, we have to kind of blow what I consider the ceiling off with every single technology implementation. So with the drones, we knew, okay, we're just going to add drones, and of course, in order to pull that off, I had to move out here into the country where we have like the drones. We have 20 acres surrounding us, So we were able to use that land to launch the drones. Where before my old neighborhood, you can never get drones launching out of a cul-de-sac.
It was so cool seeing that. Now, tell me this, because I got two more questions for you, but I want to say this one question. I have to say this. What is it like when you do your displays and then the neighbor sees it? I mean, you must have had some haters saying, you blinding me while I'm taking
Right.
I'm in a tub and I see lights and beams and concerts. Did you have some haters kind of
Well,
trying
I
to
had one
moment?
once. Accidentally, when I first incorporated beams, I accidentally hit his house. It was,
Oh, nice.
but then I talked, but most of the time, there's some people out there, and I don't want to discount people who are unhappy no matter what you do, but
Right.
they were unhappy
Right.
before you also. So I try not to pay attention too much to the people who they were unhappy in before we ever did anything. But that being said, I'm extremely protective of our neighbors. I don't
Beautiful.
agree with some of the enthusiasts in this hobby who do this at the expense of the neighborhood. I think it should be for the neighborhood, and for the neighborhood
Right.
means you actually talk with the neighbors. Okay, what schedule works for you? How can we keep this not being a nuisance? How can we be a blessing to the community, not a
Right.
curse, not overwhelming? Like if I was a neighbor and it took me 45 minutes or a half an hour, even 10 minutes longer to get to my house with traffic, I'd probably be annoyed, right?
Right.
It might be neat the first time, but so what we did was, well, all of our shows, we would hire traffic control, and we would make sure, and then we would actually block off the roads that lead up to the house so that only residents and their guests that they're having can go drive in and out. And what this allowed them to do is they actually did not have a delay more than maybe a few seconds. So that way they might wait 5 seconds longer, 10 seconds longer to get to their house, not a half an hour longer, not an hour longer. And then, we'd be
Wow.
times that that if they're inside their house, they shouldn't be hearing the music that's going on. They should be able to do whatever they want.
Right.
We don't run nightly shows. We actually just did like Friday, Saturday, Sunday from like 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. 8 p.m. is done. It's over. And Halloween we had to do it a little bit later. I think 7 to 9 p.m. only because it wasn't dark enough early. But like 2 hours, that's it. That's enough. Out here, when we moved out here, we actually don't have the public shows because we're aware that we're so big. And the show, especially with drones, and the drones are so like over the top. We know we would have,
Traffic
sometimes we would
calls
hit
too.
20,000 people a night on just a simple light show. Out here,
Wow.
we hit 10,000, 20,000 people a night, and that would create, an absolute nightmare for people. So we were not really interested in doing that. So I kind of treat it like the movie experience, right? When you
Right.
watch a movie, it's not like you're there in person, but you still really enjoy it. I love the Avengers movies, for example, right? But
Mhm.
I'm not expecting to see like the Avengers active in front of me in person. It's cool what they can do with a movie and movie budget. In a way, I think we're kind of moving towards, we're mostly towards the online environment. That way
Right.
people, and they get to appreciate some money shots that you can never do in person, like flying a drone through the drones, like, right?
Yes.
You wouldn't get that angle.
No.
Pull off things that you normally couldn't pull off. And then, we still have some private light shows. Like we have a private light show for a fundraiser. Like I always believe in raising money for either local shelters or local arts. We recently did a
Beautiful.
fundraiser for music and art and for students in the Stockton area, and everyone who participated in the fundraiser, we're giving them a private light show.
Beautiful.
See it, so we do, we do things for like, to be blunt, I hate saying this, but like for sick kids and people who might have some distressing circumstances, you're right. But if I open up to the general public and I just have like, announce like these dates, we would make this country lifestyle and this calm lifestyle an absolute chaos for the neighborhood. And we have no interest in doing that. We don't want to punish people around us. We want to be a blessing to our community.
Right. So just so you know, your light show is invite only, and that's it. And you
Nice.
could
Yes.
catch it on YouTube. Talk a little bit about your business, Magical Lights,
Yeah, magical light
Magical
show.
Light shows. Yes.
Well, I mean, it started out with just, as you know, like just our house. Now we have about 5,000 and some change houses that use our programming. I don't have to micromanage any of those. We don't
Nice.
do residential installs, but a lot of people use our programming. And actually, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is when our customers get viral using our sequences. I
Right.
won't say who they are because I like them. I think there's a lot of pride that goes into the work, and they're obviously participating in the process too. So I won't say who they are, but a few of our customers every year go viral as well, and that's what we want. We want them to be like, "Hey, look what I did! Check out my house." But then the gist of it is mostly the commercial buildings. oversee about 30 large installations a year, and then we usually do like 3 or 4 we get commissioned. Like last year that I can talk about, we got Cartoon Network hired us to do like some stuff for them. Right now we're working on a video game, and I won't say who. We're working on a video game, and they're paying us to do like a show for them, and it's just honestly it's fun. And the truth is, we actually only take about 5% of the customer requests we get. We which is a good position to be in. Like we could make more money and we could be bigger, but then we'd have a lot less fun. So right now we just take projects that intrigues us.
Right.
Good.
Right.
Good for you.
That's awesome. Well, let me just say thank you so much for being on the show. I had a blast with you. Thank you for the time. Let me with you.
He's doing amazing things.
Yes, listen to you speak. I want to say you have a heart of gold and you're a giver, and I thank God for that because we need more of that. But you do things in the spirit of excellence, and that is awesome too. And I noticed that, I acknowledge that, and I'm so happy to spend some time with you. Thank you for being on the show, Tom. It's great. I want to hit you up again. I want to do some work with you in the future. I'm going to save my coins because I know it's going to get expensive for me for this late show and these drone shows. But I want to work with you on a project. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
wonderful
much.
Sunday. All right, bye.
That's awesome! Woo! I'm so excited that we got a chance to talk to him. I'm so excited that my computer is freaking out as well. But he's busy, busy guy. This is his busiest season, and I'm so excited that we are able to take time with these people and to talk. I know it's busy for them, but take it away, Kat.
Okay. So Fear Expo is back March 23rd through the 26th in Owensburg, Kentucky Convention Center. Fear Expo is live. It's the newest national haunted attraction industry trade show bringing together haunters and vendors. They are dedicated to connecting attraction owners with the latest products and services from the industry, leading vendors early in the year and ensure products are delivered on time, ahead of the schedule and at some point of the best prices.
Yes, and so thank you for that. Let me join in. Thank you for that, Kat. I appreciate you saying that because Fear Expo is going to be a dear sponsor for that. I don't know why the slide went away, but I'm just going to share this out. Fear Expo is coming up on Kentucky, March 23rd through the 26th. Please go to fearexpo.com for more tickets on that. And I just want to say, look, I had so much fun. Thank you so much, Tom, BetGeorge, and our creepy creative Darren for coming out to the show. We had a blast with you guys. We got an exciting show for next week coming up. Look, I want to thank.
Something to say before we go.
Go ahead, say it.
I'm so sorry. So last week, the girl, Savannah, was right up coming home, and they said that they're having a haunted house at the high school, and that they're putting it on. And I'm like, look at her. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, they were teaching us how to scare today. I said, what? She said, doing all this stuff. I'm so excited. So I reached out to the teacher, Robin Felix, and she reached back out and she said, oh my God, I sent her videos, pictures of you guys. And she's like, call me. I would love to have you come in video. So I'm going to do that this week and have it on the show.
Nice. Please, get it ready for us for next week. And what's her name again? What's the teacher's name?
Robin Felix.
That's
Robin
awesome.
Felix at River Springs.
I know a Robin Felix. You know that?
Yeah, from Temecula Student Center in River Springs.
No, I know a Robin Felix. Ask her if she did Christian Youth Theater, CYT. If she did CYT, tell her Willie Mae says hi. If it's the same Robin Felix, okay?
I will reach out to her today. Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, thank you for doing that. And I love a good haunt, especially a good with the school to fundraise. I did that myself. But thank you guys for joining me today on this show, and Brent for holding it down the production part. I also want to thank you at home for listening to the podcast for your and for your love and support on us. Please sign up on the podcast. Also, I want to say this: we didn't talk about our watch party, but we do have a watch party coming up on Monday. Tomorrow, it's with the bridge. I don't have it in front of me, but it's the bridge or something of curse, blah, blah, blah. Look it up on our website. Please participate with us on the show. You can find us at YupThatsScary. Here's our website. Check it out. And then here's our Patreon. please be a Patreon guest. And then if you want to do our watch parties, there you go.
I'm done.
But thank you for the love and support and tuning in. We really do appreciate it. Please remember to follow, like, subscribe, and share our social media accounts so we can continue to engage while building our horror family together. Until next time, guys, stay
Bye.
safe.
Scary.
Yo, if you like what you have just heard, subscribe now or forever hold your screams.